SWAT team. I mean, I've pretty much done everything you could think of in law enforcement. I did it for about 7 years. And I was introduced to this industry by my sister and brother-in-law. And to be honest with you, when they first got me in, I only did it so they would shut them up so they would leave me alone, okay? So you guys probably know people that are like that or done that. And a whole year went by. I didn't do anything with this filings business, you guys, okay? I just got in it so they would leave me alone, literally. And what happened was there was a meeting that we had Steve Carter at a BOM that we had, a Super Thursday. And I went there and I said, you know what? I'm re-energized, okay? I got the information that I needed. And to be honest with you guys, it was still kind of hard for me to build my business because I really didn't have a warm market, and I really still wasn't that much coachable at the same time, too, because sometimes you need that person that's going to whip you into shape and that person that's going to make you realize exactly what you have your hands on and give you not that cut dry type of approach. They're going to give you the real deal, Holyfield punching bag type of deal. Are you with me? And my biggest thing for me to get my business to the way I wanted to get it to was mindset. So there was a gentleman that flew here from Maryland, and we were at a downtown event. And let me tell you guys, this gentleman blew me away. He had a training on social media that blew it away, but the number one thing that really got me was aliens versus humans. And he stretched my mind to a point that I never even imagined that it can be. So this person is under the leadership of double platinum senior vice president Tashina Pettiford, one of her right-hand men. This guy has been in the charts several times as a senior vice president, also in other positions. He has a huge team on the East Coast. And you guys, you have got to give it up for this gentleman. And I'm telling you, you want to get your pens and paper out right away. You want to send every text message that you can think of for your team. If you've ever had somebody on your team and you want them to hear some information that would take them about 1 or 2 pen levels, you need to get them on this phone call right now, because this gentleman that I'm bringing up is none other than Senior Vice President Phil Gerdes. Phil, are you there?
I'm here, Jermaine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. The call is yours, brother.
Thanks a lot, man. I definitely appreciate it. I know everybody's on mute, but I definitely just want to say how's everyone doing. I'm happy I'm on the call. Honestly, I'm honored to be on the call right now. I remember the event that Jermaine is talking about and the trainings that I did, and I obviously remember the humans versus alien training that I did at the national event. But I got to tell you, I've watched so much growth happen in you, man. It's just really, really incredible. I've got so much respect for you and what you're doing and your leadership for your team. It's very apparent. You know, a lot of people, you got to ask them, hey, what are you doing to help your team? But it's very apparent how you lead your team and you know, the fact that you're there for them and you want to help them, and that development into that person they're supposed to be is there for you and for them. So congratulations, man, on all your success and even the success that you're about to have, because I know we're going to clean up this SVP very soon, very, very soon. So, guys, I was asked to come on the call today. I definitely said, yeah, let me make it happen. I actually moved my schedule around a little bit and said, yeah, let me jump on the call. You know, I want to quickly give you guys a background on me, because I know that some of you folks don't know me. You may have never heard my name, and you know, I don't live in your state. So I'll just tell you where I was and where I am. I got involved with the company 5 years ago. August 1st was actually my 5-year anniversary with 5Link. But when I got involved with the company, at the time I owned a mortgage company. Now, that was 5 years ago. I'm 31 years old, so I got started with 5Link at 26. So I want to kind of just fill you guys in on what happened with me beforehand, because it's going to have a lot to do with the training that I share with you guys now. At 17 years old, I started my first business. I actually started an online advertising company. It was called pgadvertisingonline.com. It was a very long name, too long if you ask me now, but nonetheless, I had fun with it, and I got a lot of experience with it. At 22 years old, I was poor. I wasn't broke. I was poor. I was that person that I lived in a 10-foot by 10-foot room. We called it a studio. It had everything in it: bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, living room. Every room was in that 10-foot by 10-foot room. I was eating ramen noodles like I had stock in the company. I was just I was down and out. You know, I was working a job as a server at a restaurant, and I wasn't getting the things that I wanted out of life. I wasn't doing the things that I wanted in life. So something happened to me, and it really woke up my eyes. It really just helped me decide, and this is an important word. If you're taking notes, I would write that word down. We'll come back to it. But it helped me decide that I was not where I was supposed to be. Because if you remember what I just said, I never said that I grew up poor. I didn't say that I was at 17, I said at 22 I was poor. See, I had put myself, listen to me, I had put myself in a situation that I was not happy with. It wasn't someone else's fault. It wasn't the fault of my neighbors. It wasn't the fault of my friends. It wasn't the fault of my family. It was my fault. I put myself in a situation that I didn't want to be in. So at 22 years old, here I am. I'm living in a 10-foot by 10-foot room. I am, which is my entire house. I'm barely able to pay my rent. I'm never able to pay my car payment. I'm going to my mother's house, and when I leave, I'm taking a loaf of bread with me. I'm drinking water out of the tap, and that's it. That's absolutely it. I didn't have money for anything else. But something happened to me that helped me decide that I didn't want to be where I was. So what I did was I started putting some things in motion. I started changing who I spent time with. I started changing what I did with my time. I picked up this thing that I hadn't picked up in a long time called a book. I changed what I thought about. I changed everything. I changed how I looked at people. I changed how I helped people. And then at about 24 years old, it was actually a year and a half later, I was worth over $1 million. So I went from poor to a millionaire in a year and a half. Now, how did that happen? It was all about that decision. It was all about that decision. Now, I share that with you because I want you to know what happened next. At 25 years old, I started my own mortgage company in Florida. At 26 years old, owning my mortgage company, I got involved with 5 Links. At 27 years old, I was the youngest person at the time to ever reach the position of senior vice president. At 28 years old, I was and still am the youngest person to ever be asked to join the 5 Links Advisory Council. At 29, 30, I was a senior vice president on top of the charts. I've been everything from number 1 to number 10. I've been in all the positions there. And now at 31 years old, I'm one of the top income earners, not only in the company, but I read an article last week that actually informed me that I'm one of the top income earners in network marketing in the world. And it's really, really exciting because I had no experience. If you're on this call, I share this with you. I share my resume with you, which is what I just did. I shared my resume with you because I want you to understand that I'm just like everybody else. I've been through everything that you can imagine, but I did something along the way. I did it from the day the day I was woken up at 22, and I've done it every day ever since. And it's called I've made a decision. I see every day I make a decision to get what I came for. Even today, some people will say to me, well, Phil, you made it. You're good. Well, no, I beg to differ. See, you don't know what I'm here for. And what I'm here for changes on a very consistent basis. You see, after I accomplish a goal, I go out and get another one. And I put the other one in my pocket, and I say, we're not going to stop until we can pull this one out of our pocket and mark it off and say it's done. Now, I'm getting somewhere with all this because, what I want to talk with you guys about is going to that next level. So I'm getting somewhere with all this. But my point here, what I'm trying to say is that there's a decision that has to be made with everyone. I believe Jermaine made that decision years ago. There's a decision that has to be made, and that decision is something that will change your life forever. In fact, if you're there right now and you're on this call and you're hearing what I'm saying, I'm going to start asking you to repeat some things. And now I'm not going to hear you. And let me say this. Some of you aren't going to repeat what I'm saying because you're at a restaurant right now having dinner and you'll feel awkward repeating what I'm saying. Some of you got family or friends around and you're going to feel awkward repeating what I'm saying. But that's on you because here's the bottom line truth. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person that is going to repeat what I'm saying. I'm talking to the person that is ready to make a decision. Say decision. See, I'm talking to the person that is ready to make a decision to change everything. Not one thing, everything. You see, I've got this concept. It's called alien domination. They got this alien domination concept. In fact, I'm doing a a mentor program on this, but I've got this alien domination concept, and man, I'm telling you, it starts with your brain, it starts with your mindset, and then it flows into your entire life. It's about dominating everything you do. It's about making people wonder why you go as hard as you go. It's about making people wonder how you have the strength to go as hard as you go. Let me give you an example. I've got a business partner on my team that joined our business. She let me know. She said, I joined the business because of your workout. Now, listen to me. I do something called CrossFit. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's one of the most demanding, high-intensity workouts you can do. So she's actually in one of my CrossFit classes. I go to CrossFit. She watches me work out. I'm going to get into that, but she watches me. She said, I joined because I see your workout. She said, because I see you do not lose. You hate to lose. You do everything 110%. I have asthma. I'll be dying on the floor, and when it's time to get up and go, I go. Because I'm dominating. I'm competing in a competition in 2 months. And one of the coaches, we're going over the people on my team in the competition, and when he got to me, he said, you know, the thing about you is you never stop. He said, the thing about you is you never stop. He said, you won't stop. You'll just keep going and going and going. Sometimes the coaches, they make fun of me. They say, Phil, man, it's the warm-up. You can calm down. And I say, no, I can't. No, I can't. I go in there, I start climbing ropes. Before we start working out, I start jumping rope. Before we start working out. He said, Phil, man, save your energy. No, I can't. I've got enough energy to hand out to people. I don't need to save any of it. That's because my mindset is in dominating what I'm doing. Alien domination. See, everything you do, and I'm getting the 5 lane. I know you're Phil, why aren't you talking about 5? No, I am talking about 5 lanes. What I want you to understand is your job needs to be dominated. Your family life needs to be dominated. Your time with God needs to be dominated. Your health needs to be dominated. Your growth needs to be dominated. You see, because here's why. Here, let's bring it into 5 lanes. Here's why I think this way. Here's why I understand that anything can be done with this concept of alien domination. Because somebody on this call is feeling what I'm saying right now. Somebody on this call is understanding what I'm saying right now. And then the next thing you need to hear, to that person, to those group of people that are really understanding what I'm saying right now, here's what I want you to know. Your business is your business. Your business is your business. I went to a Super Saturday in Chesapeake, Virginia this past Saturday, and I did a training. It was great. I had a lot of fun. But I was also there with my mentor, Jermaine mentioned, Tashina Pettiford. And she did a training. And I got so much from that training, but one of the things that I took from that training, see, we're always learning. We're always learning. One of the things that I took from that training was that my success is up to me. What I want from my business is not determined by my team. It's determined by me. Therefore, what I get from my business is not determined by my team. It's determined by me. So if I want to talk about getting somewhere with my team, it's got to be where they want to go. If I want to talk about getting somewhere for me, it's got to be a conversation I have with the mirror. Yep. So what I do is I stay focused and I stay committed on dominating. Now, here's the thing. We're closing out the end of the month. And some of y'all on this call, you don't even have a business partner in yet for the month. So some of you have no partners in for the month. You haven't even gotten a customer this month. So what you're saying to yourself is the month's running out. Kids are going back to school. I'm just going to focus on getting the kids to school and everything comfortable there, and then I'll pick up back on it in September. We got nationals anyway, so I'll move into September, start doing a little something, go to nationals, and I'll come out of nationals with momentum on fire. And that is the wrong mindset to have. That's not an alien domination mindset. That's not an alien. You see, here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand. You shouldn't be going to nationals looking for momentum. You shouldn't be going to nationals looking for excitement. You should go to nationals bringing the momentum and shocking people with your excitement. You should be the national event. Forget going to it. You should be the national event. That's alien domination. So here's what we got to understand. We got to understand that, yeah, Phil, man, look, there's only a week left. What am I supposed to do? Here's what you do. Here's what you do. There's only a week left. Here's what you do. You set a goal. Now listen to me, because this is the part that's different. See, I can talk and I can look to inspire you, but I'm not just doing that. I'm going to give you the actual tool right now. Stay with me. I'm going to give you the tool right now. And I want to warn you, I'm going to preface this tool with the fact that most of y'all just can't do it. And you might say, well, Phil, you don't know me, man. How do you know I can't do it? And then here's the thing. I'm going to say to you, well, I'll tell you what, prove it. Prove it. Because here's the tool. You want to go to the next level. You want to go to the next level in this business, in this industry. This is what you got to do. You set a goal tonight. You set a goal tonight. You sleep real good tonight. You get up tomorrow and you don't put your head back on the pillow until you meet your goal. I didn't say you don't put your head back on the pillow until you're tired. I didn't say you don't put your head back on the pillow until you feel like you put in good work, but it doesn't seem to be working out today. You'll get them tomorrow. No. That's not it. That's what humans do. I'm telling you to go next level. So set a goal and don't put your head on the pillow. You wake up tomorrow morning, you attack that goal, and you don't put your head on the pillow again until you've achieved your goal. So if your goal is you want to go ND, get it done by tomorrow. So I need 20 people to be ND. Well, then don't set a goal to hit ND by tomorrow. I'm telling you, set a goal that, yes, you can achieve, but it's going to take a serious stretch to achieve. I'm telling you, okay, if you're an ET and you need 3 people to hit ED, go hit ED by tomorrow night. It's just 3 people. It's just 3 people. See, if you come at somebody with the excitement and the passion and the joy for this business that I know you have in your heart, they're not going to be able to say they don't want to be a part of this. They're going to want to be a part of this just because of your passion, just because of that drive that you have. So what I'm saying is, guys, look, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you've got to eat, sleep, breathe this alien domination concept. What do I mean? I mean, you got to do every second of your life, whatever you're in at that moment, you do the best at that moment. You want to raise on your job, don't ask for one. Just dominate. I promise you they'll give you one. So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Again, I got to move back. Again, as we go in to this final week, as we really meet this final week of the month, there's a couple things I want you to be asking yourself. If you only had 1 week left, if you had till Friday night left to get to the next pin level, what would you do to get to that level? And then I want you, once you answer that question, I want you to do it. Make a decision. Say decision. Say decision again. Make a decision to do it. Make a decision to grind. Make a decision not to wait a minute. Just attack your business. Well, Phil, how do I do it? Listen, guys, look, I just posted something on Twitter. It says I want to tell you something. The key to success is starting. The key to success is starting. What I want you to do is I don't want you to keep asking questions. I want you to get out there and start talking to people. I want you guys that are on this call, I'm talking to the EDs on this call. I don't know how many EDs are on the call. I don't even know if any EDs are on this call. I want you executive directors. I'm just talking to you right now. Executive directors, I want you to take ownership of your business. I want you to be the leader. I want you to lead only through example and no other way. Don't dictate to people. Prove it through your life. Executive directors, I want you to realize that you're never going to go ND until you start becoming and being and acting and living in ND. That's what I want you to do. And then to everybody on this call, every person on this call, here's this final tip I want to give you. This final tip I want to give you. I share this with people all the time because I think it's so important. Everybody on this call, understand this. You had You had 3 options. You had 3 options when you joined 5 Links. You could get started as a CR, a customer representative. You could get started as an IMR, an independent marketing representative, or you could have actually joined our business as an SVP, a senior vice president. Now, you might be like, Phil, brother, listen, I got you on 1, I got you on 2, but hold on, back up, tell me about 3 again. Okay, listen, let me explain this to you. CR, yeah, there's a box for it. IMR, sure, there's a box for it. SVP, there's a mindset for it. There's a mindset. See, I didn't join 5 Links as an IMR. Come on. I was looking at the sheet and making $20 grand a month at ND. You think I was going to sit back and I was going to join as an IMR? What's that about? No way, not a shot. You see, when I joined the company, I said I'm going in. I'm going in 110%. I'm getting it. Nothing's going to stop me. 6 months into this deal, I closed my mortgage company down. I was doing this thing full time. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just telling you put yourself in a position that if you ever feel like quitting your job, you don't got to call nobody and say, hey, listen, do you think this is a good idea? You can just decide on your own that it's a good idea because you've got that backup. So that's all about the mindset. That's all about the commitment. That's all about the drive. That's all about the winning mindset, alien domination mindset. So look, guys, look. In the end, I'm going to help you out. Everybody right now, I'm going to help you out. Not only are we going to make some decisions, not only are we going to set some goals, not only are we going to wake up tomorrow morning, attack our goals, not put our head on our pillow until we finally reach our goal, but I'm going to help you out one more time. One more thing. When you hang up this call, and look, I know everybody's not going to do it because some of y'all just think this is a joke. Some of you guys think what I'm going to tell you is a joke, and listen, I'm the guy that's going to tell you the truth. I'm not joking with you. I'm just sharing with you the truth. And here's the truth. When you hang up this call, the first thing you should do, don't call nobody, don't text nobody, don't tweet nobody, don't do it. No, what you should do is you should go online in your virtual office and print out a brand new representative agreement, sign it, fill it out, put your credit card number on it, and take where it says IMR, check that box, scratch out the word IMR, put in SVP, and then put a frame together and put that application with your credit card information and everything in the frame and post it into your in your bedroom. Hang it up in your bedroom because today's your new start date. Today's your SVP grind start date. If you're in this business talking about, yeah, I'm on my ED push, no, you're not. You're on your SVP push. I don't care what position you are. You're on your SVP push because until you pick up that mindset of nonstop, unlimited success, no matter what, no matter who tells you what, no matter who thinks otherwise, listen, it's never going to happen. So you have to be that driving force. And then here's the kick. Here's the key. Here's the winning push. Here's the thing that you got to understand. When you adopt that mindset, so will everyone else on your team. But you have to adopt that mindset like never before. You have to become the person you want to be tomorrow. You got to become them today, and then you've got to prove it every single day. And then I promise you, you will wake up one morning and you will not, number one, recognize yourself because you are going to be the person you were meant to be. You are going to, number two, not realize what happened to your bank account because when you walk into the bank, they're going to know your name. I walked into the bank, I kid you not, I walked into the bank last week. There was a guy in there with a hat and sunglasses on. They said, sir, due to bank regulation, we need you to take your hat and sunglasses off. In front of this gentleman, I kid you not, in front of this gentleman, here I am. Now listen to me. He's standing in front of me, and they say, sir, due to bank regulation, we need you to take your hat and your sunglasses off. I'm wearing a hat and sunglasses. I'm right behind him in a hat and sunglasses. I say, oh, and I start taking mine off, and I kid you not, in front of this gentleman, Mr. Gerdes, no, I'm sorry, you don't need to remove yours. That's what they said to me. Come on. Come on. See, this is where you need to be. Oh, but Phil, I don't need all that. But yes, you do. Because there's somebody you need to bless right now, and you can't because you haven't figured it out yet. And I'm trying to help you figure it out. And everything that you hear and everything that's said, it doesn't matter until you get it right in between your ears. Until what's going on in your mind is set to win, nothing else matters. So we got to go into the end of this month straight alien dominating. No questions, no thoughts. No figuring out. No, we just get it in and we get it done and we win. And then here's what's going to happen. You're going to go to nationals and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked because you're going to go to nationals and you're going to be on the top 10 for this month. Oh, but Phil, how do I get in the top 10? There's only a week left. Well, you outgrind everybody for the rest of the week. I'm telling you, y'all, look, one thing I know is you can do it. God gave you the strength. You wouldn't be on the call right now if you couldn't do it. See, I'm only a messenger here. I'm here to show you the plan. You're here to follow it. That's it. But Jermaine, man, look, I'm in it. I hope I help. I do. I hope I helped. I'm gonna pass it back to you. I love you guys. Listen. Oh, one more thing, if you don't mind. I told you I'm doing an alien domination mentor program. It's actually September 1st. Look, this is I'm going in this mentor program. It's September 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. September 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And look, all you got to do to register is go to my website. As soon as you go to my website, the form pops up. You register. It's only $20. I'm not going crazy with this thing. It's $20. That's it. It's like going to a Super Saturday. It's $20. So you fill out the form, you hit continue, you hit add to cart, you cover your 20. There's going to be it's going to be an online webinar for $20, and we are going to get it in. You can do this. I'd put your kids on this. I'd put your family on it. It don't matter who it is. This is about your mindset, going to a whole different level. And I'm going to tell you something, one last thing, and then I'm going to give this back to you, brother. I'm going to tell you guys something. When I tell you should put your kids on this, I am far from joking. My 3-year-old son was walking into preschool with my wife, and he looked around. He stopped in the parking lot, and he looked around. He said, Mom, you know what we should do? We should buy a parking lot. What? See, my 3-year-old son the day before heard my wife and I talking about creating additional residual income through real estate investments. And he said, Mom, you know what? We should buy a parking lot. He's 3. He's 3. It's all in the mind. If you're not the leader, who's going to lead them? That goes for your business. That goes for your family. That goes for everything. If you're not the leader, who's going to lead them? It's time we all stop sitting back and we start attacking life. You make life what you want it to be. Let's go to work, guys. Look, I love you. God bless you. I sincerely, with everything I have, hope this call helped you go to the next level. But now it's time to prove it. Again, I love you guys. Jermaine, I'm going to pass it back to you, brother. Thanks for having me on the call. I appreciate it.
Wow, thanks, Phil. I got to give it back to you, brother. When I tell you that you have been that driving inspiration, a lot of people always ask me, they say, well, Jermaine, how did you get to where you are today? And I make no hesitation. I tell people it was one training downtown that Senior Vice President Antonio DeVoe put together, and Phil Gerdes put his foot in my behind. Because everyone else would tell me, Jermaine, follow the system, listen to your upline. No, Phil came in there and did what Dad was supposed to do. Okay? Everybody else wanted to play Mom. Mom was like, okay, it's okay. No, Phil came in and played Dad and put his foot in my behind and said, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? So here's what I'm going to challenge everybody to do, and that's to get on that webinar. I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and build your mind. As a matter of fact, Phil has so many tools that can help you build your business. Phil, do you have some DVDs and everything? Is that all on your website too?
Yep, everything's on my website. You can go to philgerdes.com. That's PhilGerdes.com. Click on store. You can get all the CDs and everything else.
You guys, this is what's going to fuel you and build your business. Turn off the Atlanta Housewives and turn off hip-hop love and all of these people. Yes, they may be making a behind of themselves and they be acting a fool on TV in this comedy, but at the end of the day, guess what? They're getting a check. And I guarantee you, when they do the rerun next year, they're still going to get a check. They're getting residual income. While you're laughing at them, you're not getting paid to watch them. Buy these DVDs. Put it in your disc player. I listened to this DVD that Phil had or the CD that Phil put out there when I went to that training. It was one for Facebook, and there was another one on mindset. And I literally stopped listening to Lil Wayne. I literally stopped listening to whoever it was that was on the radio because I needed to feed my creative mind. Because what I was doing wasn't working. Because every day I would sit up there and say to myself, man, I'm so broke. Man, why is my team quitting? Why am I not having the production that I want? Why am I this? Why am I that? And it was until somebody said, Jermaine, something's wrong with you. You need to change your mindset. Well, how did I do that? First and foremost, I had to put God first. I don't know what your religion is on this phone. I don't come on the phone to preach or anything like that, but God is the head of my household, and I always give him the honor, glory, and the praise. So you will always hear me say that no matter who's on this call, okay? So what I had to do was get right with him. And I had to get right with myself. because I kept blaming everyone else for my mistakes and everything that I wasn't doing. And I remember Steve Carter got all the way to SVP in another company before he even met his upline. So for me, it was like it was no excuse for me to keep being the way that I was when I had something that everyone has, which is a mind. I just had to set it. But how do you set your mind? You have to educate yourself on your industry. You have to retrain your mind, okay? And that's what I had to do. I had to get rid of those words, I am broke. I had to get rid of the phrase that I am not having production. I am not successful. I had to get rid of those words, team. Because, see, in the Bible, even in the Bible, it says, God says, my name is I am. So when you claim those things, it's actually shaming and blasphemous against him. So what did I have to do? I had to start saying that I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am successful, and I am an SVP. So you got to claim that already through the door, team. You got to know what you want. You got to get what you came for. It amazes me how many people invest $400 to $500 into a business, and then because one person told them no, they want to quit. Where they do that at? That's what my son tells me. He said, Dad, where they do that at? I don't know. That's what humans do. I'm telling you what aliens do. See, I had that shift in mindset from that one meeting. But that one meeting wasn't going to be enough to change my entire mindset. I had to keep feeding my creative mindset. Are you with me? And some of you guys have got to sacrifice something in order to get what you don't have. You got to give up something to get what you don't have. That's giving up a TV show. That's giving up certain foods, giving up certain time at the bowling alley, certain time with your girlfriend, certain time at the club, certain time out there on the bikes. You got to give it up. Because if you don't sacrifice, guess what? It's going to be somebody else at a national convention that's going to get there in a record time, and you're going to say, well, how did he do that? And he's going to get up there on that podium and say, I sacrificed. What are you willing to do to sacrifice to win? Some of you guys are parents. You guys got children. Are your kids not worth it to you to sacrifice and build something that most people in their lives would never even take a chance on? Guys, you got to understand this. Every day when I wake up and I see my children, my daughter, when I look at her, excuse me, I'm getting choked up here a little bit, but when I look at my daughter, I can't lose, man. I can't lose because she's dependent on me. Ain't nobody else going to go out here and do no PBRs for me. Nobody's going to do PBRs for you. Nobody's going to do 3 ways for you. You got to get out there and be that person. You got to get out there and tell that guy, hey, no. I got a conference call to do. I don't want to talk to you right now. I got a conference call to do. No, girl, we can't watch Basketball Wives tonight. Phil Gerdes is on. My upline executive director is about to be on the call. Robert Sales is going to be on. I can't do that right now. My business is more important. My children are more important to me. And until you get that, you really don't love your children and your kids. I don't care what no one tells you. If you don't love yourself enough to sacrifice and do what others are not willing to do in order to get what they don't got, you don't love yourself enough. And you need to go walk in front of that mirror and you need to say, self, I need a change. And when you have that change and you start to implement that change, then that's when everything else will change. But it's not going to happen until you start to do it. No one on this call can want this business for you. You have to want it. Yes, there's only 1 week left in the business. I'm fired up after listening to this call. I don't care if it's an SVP, a PSVP, a ND, an IMR. If somebody knows something more than I do and they're somewhere where I need to be, I'm listening. And I'm taking notes. You never know too much about this business. It should be people running to jump on a conference call to say, hey, Jermaine, can I open up the call? Can I train on the call? You guys have got to be proactive with your business. You guys have got to give. You've got to give. This business is not just about a check. Until you want to help other people, you're not going to even be able to help yourself. Dwayne Johnson always says a blessing is not a blessing until you can pass it on to other people. If you're not in the business of helping people, you're in the wrong business. Quit. I said it, quit. You're in the wrong business. This is a people's business. Don't take away from the people. Give back to the people. How do you give back? By being a blessing, helping this person. You see that this person gave their last dime to be in this business because they trusted you, not just the compensation plan, but they trusted you. Do you know that most people get in the business the way that you approach them? And sometimes they don't even have to see the compensation plan. They just see your excitement. And some people have this thing called a discerning spirit, so they feel a certain presence about you. People will join because of that. But guess what? They'll never do it unless you open your mouth. Some of you guys always say, I want to be an SVP. I want to be an SVP, or I want to be a platinum. I watched the post today, and Tupac the Rent-A-Court said, I have my 75,000 residual customer points for diamond. I said, wow. Then in the next sentence, someone inboxed me after I reposted it, and they said, well, how much does it cost to do 5 links? I said, it's only about $400 total, what you really need to jumpstart your business, but I would say probably a little bit more. Let's hurry and get your points out. I broke the whole thing down to him. And that person told me, he said, you know what? At this time, I don't feel like I want to give my money away right now. I think I just want to save it for some other things. See, that right there let me know that it's individuals in this business that are truly the last of a dying breed. Because it's not what something costs you, it's what it makes you. That's that poor mentality, which is passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's what poor stands for, okay? Passing over opportunity repeatedly. And I'm listening to this person, and the next post after that, after I had the conversation with him, he says, man, I'm going to end up getting me a Bentley. See, when people see that compensation plan that says SVP and they see that Bentley, the minute that they see 249 attached to it, they don't want to do it. But I guarantee you this. If I sat in front of your house and I said, you know what, I'm going to give you this Bentley for $250. You just got to go and get it. Go get the money. For $250, you can have this Bentley. Watch how many people break their necks to go get $250. I'll show you what's even more. I guarantee you, you'll find somebody with a boot on their car tomorrow morning, and it's going to cost them $500 to get that boot off their car, and they ain't got a dime in their account. I guarantee you by midnight they'll have that money so that car don't get towed the next morning. How much you want to bet? But what's amazing is that you won't put the same amount of effort into your business. That same person with a boot, I guarantee you they'll get that boot off the car quick so they can make it to work. And even if they can't get the boot off, they're going to find a way to take a plane, train, or bus to get to work because they don't want to lose their job. But half of you guys won't even do the same for a business that you invested your own money in. I'm going to leave you guys with this. And I'm going to tell you guys why I'm so passionate. And I've probably never shared this with any of you guys on this call. But Phil opened up, so I think it's only right that I open up. Everything in my life was taken away from me when I grew up. My mother, my father, my sister, and my brother. Even in my past relationship with my first 2 children, taken away. And I always said to myself, every time I get a hold of something, it's always taken away from me for some reason. And when I got in 5 links, this was the first time that something that was mine, that I paid for, that I invested, that nobody could take away from me. I was in control of my own destiny. See, because you can't control people, okay? You cannot control people. You may be able to manipulate them. You may be able to do a few things, but you cannot control people. You cannot control outcomes and situations unless you are the person that dictates it if it's your own. And 5 links allows you to come in and say, this is mine. So what you do with it, you will get from it. In other words, God can't steer a parked car. Some of you guys y'all got this beautiful luxury automobile, this vehicle sitting in your driveway. God then gave it to you, and you don't even know what to do. You won't even put the keys in the ignition. Let me tell you guys something. This is something that no one can take away from you. I don't care if you don't get along with your upline. So what? You didn't get in because of your upline. You got in because you saw an opportunity to be SVP. Nobody said, oh, my God, ET, $25, that's a lot. Ooh, I think I want to be an ET today. No, nobody wants, no. You came in because you wanted to be an SVP. What are you guys waiting on? This is something that no one can take from you. There's no difference between me and you. There's no difference between you and Phil Gerdes. There's no difference between you and Tashina Pettiford. There's no difference between you and Frank and Nicole Kimbrough. There's no difference. The only thing that separates you guys is your mindset. I guarantee you, if you change your friends, you will change your outcome. I was always taught, if you show me your friends, you show me your future. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. If there's 4 friends around you that's broke, you'll be the 5th one. If you hang around 4 broke friends, I guarantee you'll be the 5th one. But see, when you change that circle, because some of you guys got too many squares in your circle, one of those things just don't fit. See, when you change those people that's around you, guess what happens? You start hanging around people that their conversation is about, you know what, I think I'm going to buy an apartment building today. See, most people say I'm going to buy a house or I'll buy a car. But when someone says, I'm thinking about buying a complex downtown that's about $3.4 million. When you sit around a Wayne Williams from Sony A&R that's under a Frank Kimbrough, and that man sits down and say, you know what, I think I'll have dinner with R. Kelly and discuss and see if he can introduce me to some more people in his network. Those are the people that you want to be around. Stop hanging around those people that's like, girl, did you hear what Lil Scrappy said on Love and Hip Hop? Him and Stevie J, they a mess. See, that's the conversation that intrigues you. That don't even float my boat, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't even got to paddle long enough that's going to get me through waters to tread to hear that conversation. No. I want to hear about people that's making it. Talk to me about a person that opened up a Starbucks. Do you know that the owner of Starbucks was broke and poor? And now this man is a billionaire? Those are the conversations that I want to hear. Don't tell me about what's going on VH1. Talk to me how I could go talk to the CEO of VH1. Because I guarantee you, he uses gas and electric in that studio that he got to pay for, and let me see if I can get him to get below the line. Let me see if I can save him some money. And in that industry, they call that overhead. Let me see if I can save him on some of that overhead. Let me see if he's open to some additional streams of income, because if that show doesn't work out, well, guess what? He may be finished in Hollywood, but guess what? We can make him a star in 5 links. That's my mindset. Team, what's your mindset? What are you willing to do to have the success that you want? You got to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do so that you can have what they don't. So, team, I really hope this conversation was insightful for you guys. I want to thank our Senior Vice President, Phil Gerdes, for getting on this conference call. I mean, truly, it was an honor and a blessing and a privilege to have him on, because every time that I hear this man, you know, it just does something to me. It does something to me, because he's one of the only individuals that can move other individuals in a way that makes them just jump out and say, I can do it. There's no knock against anybody else in the company, but it's just always that one person that can just get through to you. And he was that person that got through to me. And I hope that you guys take this conference call. The playback will be on Facebook. I'll send it through the text alerts. If I was you, I would share it with every last person on your downline. In the morning, as he said, when you get up, don't put your head back on that pillow. You make sure that you get them on this conference call, and you make sure that they register for that alien domination training. Because I guarantee you one thing, I don't care how much of Indy All-Star I've been. I don't care how close I am to SVP. I'm not that close to anything that I'm not willing to learn. Whatever it is that's going on that day, it doesn't even matter. Because it's about building my business. Because, again, what I told you is I can't lose because my daughter and my kids depend on me. Can they depend on you? Are you going to be willing to sacrifice something so that your kids will never have to go through what you went through? Are you going to be willing to sacrifice so your kids will never know what EBT and food stamps are? Are you willing to sacrifice so your kids will never understand what it means to go to Cedar to get help with your lights? Are you going to be that parent in front of your child that they never need to know what child support is because mama is playing daddy and don't need him and that extra money in the household? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to really change your life? And if you are, then I'll tell you what every other leader and myself will tell you. We're here for you if you're here for you. So, team, on that note, that's our time for our conference call. I hope you guys have really taken this to your heart and not just your ears. Conference call will be sent out. God bless you guys. Good night. I'll see you guys at the beach. Most definitely I'll see you guys at the bank. So, team, one word. Let go.